Warning! The following video contains discussions of a disturbing movie that includes graphic content, intense violence, and themes that may be distressing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Yes, a kids movie from the 1970s is actually disturbing. Are you surprised? Alright, today is Friday. I got the whole place to myself. I feel like watching movies today. But what's a good movie to watch? Watership Down. Aw, it's an interesting movie about rabbits. You know what? I'ma check it out. It's not like it's terrifying or anything.
Runs blocked with dead bodies.
Oh my god!
All these characters hold such a special place in our hearts because animated films make up some of our most formative movie experiences as kids.
So many kids watch these movies over and over
And over and over and over and over and over.
I see some parents out there know exactly what we're talking about.
My friends, you're just at the top of the iceberg. Everyone can dig an animated movie from time to time with all the vibrant colors, memorable characters, and some catchy musical numbers here and there. It's practically the perfect package for the entire family to enjoy. These are the kind of films that brings a smile to everyone's face, but sometimes that's not always the case. With animation basically evolving, you really can't expect everything to be all sunshines and rainbows when it comes to the story and characters. There are animated movies that can get very serious. Even though it looks cute, that doesn't mean it can go deep from time to time. But that's not always the case either, because there are some animated movies that can go way beyond that and manages to get dark. They can be so dark, it can leave a big impact on the audience. For an example, rabbits. Watership Down. You can already tell from this cover you're gonna have a bad time here. Based on a book by Richard Adams, this has become notorious as the darkest animated film of all time, but I'll get to that later because one question remains. Who thought this was a good idea? Why, our good friend Martin Rosen, of course. After all, he did purchase the film rights, so that makes sense. Production for the film began in 1975 by a brand new animation studio formed by Rosen himself down in London. It was going to be originally directed by another guy, but he got replaced by Rosen, thereby making his directorial debut. And with that, the movie hopped into theaters on October 19th, 1978, and it became an immediate success, becoming one of the most popular films at the UK box office in 1979. But I always remember what my uncle said, with great success comes with great controversy. But Phil, why is that? Well, apparently this film received a U rating, acknowledged that it has values for viewers of all ages. For all ages. It's okay, little Jimmy, this is a kids movie, you can watch it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you traumatize a whole generation. But now, the film got an upgrade to a PG rating, but the fact that the film got a U rating at all is kind of insane. Either the rating board was drunk that night, or they just took one good look at the cover and said, looks like a kid's movie to me. Because this kid's movie is actually disturbing. I've heard about this movie for a long time, but I didn't bother actually diving into this thing. But now, I think I'm ready to actually talk about this very disturbing rabbit movie. Once upon a time, all of the creatures of the world lived in perfect harmony, but all of that is ruined because the rabbits are reproducing so much. So in response, the sun god gave all of the other animals their blessings. So what does that mean for the rabbits? That. But don't worry, the rabbits got their own blessings, so they're fine, but they gotta use them to actually survive because they have a lot of enemies. Which takes us to the present and we're introduced to one of our main characters, Fiverr and Hazel. Everything was somewhat good till Fiverr has a vision that something terrible is coming. Because of this, Hazel and Fiverr, along with a group of rabbits, leave their original home to find a new one down in Watership Down, which is an actual place down in England. But it wasn't a simple journey though, because there were several obstacles along the way, including predators, a rat-filled cemetery, and a river. Okay Phil, that sounds like a simple plot, but wait, there's more! There is another group of bad rabbits, all led by General Woundwort. And on top of that, they're keeping a bunch of rabbits captive like prisoners. So what does the good rabbits do? Why, lead them to freedom, of course. It's an interesting plot overall. Heck, it's very engaging. Though for some weird reason, when I first heard of this movie, I thought the plot was that there were two clans of rabbits going at war with each other. I thought that was pretty dumb to think about that. While rabbits can fight, they don't typically fight to the death. You know, for a disturbing kids movie in 1978, the animation is alright to say the least. It might not have the polished look of modern animations, but it's surprisingly detailed and matches the tone of the story. But what I'm here for is the disturbing imagery. Considering that this film has dark themes, it's expected for some scenes to be intense, but it doesn't escape the fact that they call this a kids movie. But the one scene I assume that traumatized the children the most is when the rabbits were buried underground to a point where they can't escape, and it's not a pretty picture.
You see, the air turned bad.
And they said it was suitable for children, the nerve of these people. If there was one scene that took claustrophobia to a whole nother level, this will be the scene right here. Look, I know Watership Down is probably the darkest movie of all time and is pretty notorious for scaring children, but I honestly liked it. It's the most interesting animated film I've ever seen, which is really weird coming from me. I mean, it has a good story, characters, a detailed animation, and it doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of life because after all, reality sucks. I might look back to this one, not with my family, God no, just a movie that I can only watch by myself and no one else. Heck, if I'm actually prepared, I might check out Martin Rose's other film, The Plague Dogs, because Jesus Christ is somehow even darker than Watership Down. Hey bud, I'm home! There you are! I brought home a picture and I think you might like it! Is everything okay? Can I ask you something? Sure, what's up? So, do rabbits actually kill each other? I mean, they don't usually fight to the death, and even if they did get into a fight, it usually results in a few injuries. At least that's what I heard. I see. Why do we hate rabbits so much? Well, that's not true. There's a lot of people who love rabbits. Heck, I know someone who has a rabbit as a pet. So much for a creature of 1,000 enemies. 1,000 enemies? Huh? Oh, you were watching Watership Down. Yeah, that movie is absolutely disturbing. Yeah, I was traumatized for 3 hours, but then I just accept that's the way things are now. Yeah, it sucks. Well, I'm gonna put this picture to the wall if you want to see it. I'm gonna be in the other room figuring out where to hang it. What was the picture about anyway? Oh, it was just a small render review. I thought you would like it. Thanks, I actually appreciate that. Don't mention it. Okay, it actually looks pretty good. Buddy the doll? Okay, where should I put it? My name is Aaron. My name is Aaron. I have a name. You don't have to call me Buddy, you know. So your name is Aaron, which, now that I think about it, my grandma never told me who you really were. Like, I know you were her favorite doll, but she never gave me the specific reasons why. I mean, that's how we really kept secrets back then. We didn't want to freak out a bunch of people. You know what? I don't even know why I even bother bringing that up. Anyway, did you check out the picture? Oh yeah, I actually liked it. It's like looking through a mirror. That's good to hear. Speaking of which, I got a few more ideas for renders. Want to check them out? I'm already on board.